we should have started with my new segment, Questions About Grocery Stores. How much do you...
It's starting off great. I love this segment. I really love this segment.
Cyberbullied.
Don't abuse this camera with camera tapes.
Now they can see that I'm a human being. I'm a victim.
Yeah. Also, we know your driver's license info.
Well, and that was going to happen no matter... Yeah, that's a good point, I guess. But
is that on the outside of your phone? What's happening there?
Well, it's I bend it over backwards. All right.
Okay.
I'll tell you one thing. As a Sony employee, this is the least of my fucking worries. As considering the news considers it juicy that Joel McHale got a discount on a TV. You don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm telling you, like, sooner or later, like, boy, I'm good at emails. And I've been working for Sony for 6 years. And I mean, the shit you know is juicy. I am good at emails. So...
let's read a couple for us.
I don't know.
Get fired again, man. Remember how exciting it was when you got fired last time?
Yeah.
We went on a tour and made a movie. It was great.
Okay, so anyways. What was the segment? Grocery store questions.
Yeah. And all that music goes away in the next fucking Harmontown. I'm gonna do as many musical things in the show as I possibly can. Until Bill Cosby himself calls me up and says, "Don't do it."
It felt like Big Red was back, didn't it?
Oh, I miss Big Red. Where did he go?
He died in a Shoney's explosion.
Is that right? So sad. Too soon. No, it's always too soon for Adam Goldberg.
Adam Goldberg is so jealous of the most loved person to ever come up on stage. It's like, I guess the Hamburglar probably hates Grimace. Guy goes home at night, just stabs his Grimace eyes, and that. Not Christmas questions. That's our next segment. Grocery store questions. How much do you think one costs?
A grocery store?
Yeah. How much if you wanted to buy a grocery store?
The whole thing,
filled with stuff.
Filled with stuff.
Yeah.
Employees, the trucks, delivery.
The employees, I don't know.
You say just if you want to buy one outright.
Yeah, like I guess let's keep the fact that it's like a business and let's just go with all of the things in a grocery store minus the things in back.
I think you get one for $350,000. I think that takes it away.
That seems very conservative to me.
All right, okay.
I feel like
Adam, shut the fuck up.
And obviously, if you're saying that all of the Skittles, all of the marshmallows, all the frying pans, all the pantyhose, they all add up to $350,000. You're just saying all the stuff out of the shelves.
The furniture too, like the cash registers and all the apparatus, or just the items that you could buy in there.
I'm just saying all the shit on the shelves in the public area.
Anybody? Let's start the bidding. What do you guys think? 125.
That's $2,000,003.
No, that's too much. You think all the food in a supermarket costs $2 million?
I haven't even actually thought of my own guess, but I guess $2,000,003 does sound high. But I was like, now we're talking.
Okay, let's highball it at $2,000,003. Let's say that's the number. Let's call it $2,000,003.
What do you mean? Let's say that's the number.
This is part of your premise. Is how much does it cost? Right?
Oh no. Okay. Well,
I'm sorry. What was the name of this segment again?
It's grocery store questions, but.
Our show is eating itself.
What I was wondering, I was in a grocery store recently, which is a rarity for me since I was 35, and I found out that you can escape that life.
By having an assistant or what?
Yeah, or a girlfriend or...
Okay.
Combinations thereof.
Okay.
Different services, websites, whatever I do whatever I can do to stay out of it.
So you rarely walk physically into a supermarket.
I try not to. Bad place for bad people. But before that, before 35, I spent a lot of time in them. It's a common location. I find myself wondering, for instance, like what would happen if centipedes attacked, like giant centipedes, like centipedes the size of Dobermans, attacked a grocery store. Like where would you hide? Like I think about that stuff. I would write a script about that. I would set it in a grocery store, and I would feel comfortable doing that because I've spent a lot of time. I've logged my grocery store hours.
Where would you hide from Doberman-sized centipedes inside a Trader Joe's?
I'm assuming that they're coming in like the front door.
Okay.
So first there would be this like period of like, Jesus Christ, what's happening? Someone's screaming, and everyone flocks to the screaming. And then you see that there's like this CG monster.
Are these Doberman-sized centipedes out to kill people? Like
yes.
Okay, they're after people.
Yeah, they're monsters. This is a movie.
Okay.
And so there's like a CG centipede like killing, I don't know, Susan Sarandon or whatever. Who's like a cameo who's like the first to die. You got her so you could get funding. And so she's getting eaten, and then there's going to be a guy who's like the most heroic but the second to die because he grabs like a egg beater and goes like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" And then and he's like a really
cast by who? Who do you cast? Who's your guy for
that's
this?
Chris Pratt for sure. Because again, he's a cameo, and it's like, listen, we'll drag your body out and set it on fire in the first act, and just come by for a day of shooting. I'd really appreciate it. But like somebody like charges the thing with an egg beater, and it's like the big beefy guy that you thought was the hero because, of course, this is an ironic age, and you have to remove that guy. It's like the post-Survivor world of it's not the alpha male you were counting on. It's the whoever the new who's that IBM PC kid, John Justin Long. I'm sure he's 53 now, but whoever the new him is, assuming someone from Yo Gabba Gabba. I don't know. What do you people watch? Some Pokemon would like, and he's like, I'm only at the grocery store because I have asthma. Oh, I have to fight the centipedes? I know all about them. Now, who the hell invited this goddamn centipede expert?
To our grocery store. Also, who keeps inviting people to our grocery store? Also, what's my stake in this?
I've been a meat salesman for 35 goddamn years. This is my Keith David impression.
This is a good cast so far.
Yeah. He works at he's the pivot. He's the black guy in the monster movie. Why am I mincing words? He's Keith David, and he works in the butcher section, and he's like, God damn it, what are these goddamn centipedes going on? And then when the kid starts going like, he's like, actually that species wouldn't technically be called a centipede. It's they can see heat but not color or something. And then Keith David's the one that goes like, God damn it, am I taking orders from my boss or this goddamn nerd over here? But then he's the guy, all I know is that this kid said 3 things and they all turned out to be right. And everything you're saying, and then every time the kid says something like, centipedes follow, there's a thermographic entity. Wait a minute, are you telling me these goddamn things can see heat? And that's his job. Translate for the streets. All right, where was that? So my question about grocery stores is... We're moving way too slow. I got a list of shit. My question about grocery stores is how... the reason I want to know how much they cost is because I want to buy one, because I want to know how easy is it to push over the shelves.
The whole thing?
Yeah, because you always think of it when you walk in. Like, you think that you're in a room, and that, like, part of the room is that there's these aisles, but those are just things they put up. The reality of a grocery store is it's a big empty warehouse, and they just put up these, like, shitty... I just wonder, like, if you... I want to, like, run up and, like, I want to push... Like, how hard would you have to push to knock over a whole grocery store?
Well, it depends...
50 pounds.
I think it's... Huh?
Library. Well, I know. I feel like I understand a library. I feel I feel like I know when I look at a library shelf, like what I would have to push to make it happen. And I don't even. But I don't even. But also, it's like, let's see if that feels profane, lady.
I think if you went at the bread the bread aisle, that would be the lightest one because bread is like very airy. I think you can take down the frozen foods.
I don't think it has a lot to do with the content. I don't know. I don't know if those things are anchored to the ground or if they just like. Yeah. Did anyone work at a grocery store here? Did you work at a grocery? You worked at a super Target?
What's a super Target?
In the Midwest, there are a...
Please welcome our first guest, super Target employee. Yep. Grab that. What's your name?
It's Scuda.
Scuda?
Yeah.
Okay. Someone said fake. Is it an acronym? Self-contained underwater.
My last name.
Target employee.
Yeah, so it's my last name. My first name's Matt, but I'm from a place that had like too many Matts, so it's just easier to go by my last name.
All right.
Was it Scuda? Like you have an accent and you sing scooter, or is it?
It's Skuta.
Skuta.
Scuda.
And then the T is usually pronounced with a D for some reason.
Scuda.
Yeah.
All right.
Scuda.
Scuda.
Super Target. Talk.
Okay.
Tell us about it.
So they're not out here for some reason, but there's several different types of targets. There's the normal target.
This is if Liam Neeson did this speech, it would be terrifying.
There's something called a P-Fresh target, and those are the ones that are out here mostly.
P-Fresh?
Yeah.
Is that like some horrible, cynical attempt with the urban demographic?
I think no. The P stands for produce, so it's a slightly bigger target that has a produce section, and a relatively big grocery section, and then a super target has a full grocery section, including like a butcher, a deli,
a candlestick maker.
Yeah. So they're just bigger.
Wow, super Target. All right,
Yeah.
so you worked at a super Target. You've worked around these shelving units that grocery stores and things have. So you've
Are they fixed to the floor? Can these be moved?
The only ones that are kind of fixed to the floor is like the frozen sections, like you mentioned. Like they do have a lot of like electrical stuff, so they are nailed down. All the other shelves are just really bottom heavy. Because we do like around like a seasonal time, like
we're getting real information about fucking.
This is called life hacking.
I love we would be the best trivia like team if we all went to a bar and played bar
they
trivia.
put heavy shit on the bottom.
Oh, it's not just that. So it's an empty shelf is incredibly bottom heavy.
Oh, okay.
And then when they do they're called planograms. And that's the way like you get a sheet.
Planograms.
And that is how you're supposed to set up the shelf. Like what goes on the bottom, what goes in the middle, what goes on the top.
Who decides that?
There are people who that is their job.
At Target or how much does Big Snicker
So Big Snicker has like a lot of say in it. Like there are like certain parts of the store where they're like we really want it this way, and then there are certain things that are like flexibility here. And then as things like sell out, like in the store, we can't have empty shelves, so people have to go around and then decide how we're going to flex out the shelves.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, it's called flexing.
So they're trying to make you feel like you're working for Patrick Swayze.
No. So I will say this one thing.
You don't work at a super Target. No. This is a fucking bank heist. Let's flex out.
No. Okay. So an insane thing about Target is like I think like the slogan is like expect more, pay less. But the corporate slogan is the greatest company ever. Nowhere like where you'd see, but if you go like in the back room or if you go like in the break room, there are these posters on the wall like 1984 where it's Target's headquarters in like Minnesota, Milwaukee, it's somewhere up north. And it just has like a giant animated Target logo, and then in big bold letters, I think it might be the best company ever. So the best company ever. And you're like, and it's okay.
God himself couldn't destroy Target. I defy you, Lord.
I've never been blown away by it, but I guess it's the best company ever.
All I know about Target is once in a while, for some sad reason, you have to go to Target. You have to go get a thing. You go, God damn it! I need a trash can for my kitchen. I got to go to fucking Target, and then it's the most depressing afternoon of your life. It's the worst. It's not super.
Yeah.
I will say about Target though. When I was, how old are you, Scooter? You look like I can ask.
23.
I was gonna say 23. Like around that age, when I was getting my first like steps into like, oh, I have an apartment or whatever, that like I have a property. I need a plunger. I need a dish rack. And it's Target, well, at least in Wisconsin it was like, that is the synagogue you go to, achieve manhood, very late manhood in an infantilized empire, where you're like picking your dish rack and you're like, oh, there's 8 kinds of brush that I thought just grew out of my mom. And that I now realize I need, because it's like, there's shit everywhere. Oh, mom used a brush. There's a brush aisle at Target. It's like kind of fun. Like Target is sort of a religious, like it's like a little cove in the woods for me. I'm sure there's other stores that accomplish that fact.
How long did you work at Target, Scooter?
So I worked there for like 2008 to 2012.
And did you climb the ranks? I'm hoping there's names for your job description that are very hilarious.
Kind of, yeah. So I started as a cashier.
Right.
And that is genuinely the worst job ever.
Really?
Yeah. So, or at least I thought it was. It's just you have to deal. So you're kind of dealing with people kind of constantly, and their main, like, people like to make the jokes, and those get annoying very quickly. Like if you're just a little bit too slow scanning something, the person will go, "Oh, I guess it's free," and you just want, like, you really want to just kind of throw it in the bag. Go, "Yep, it is." Now you're stealing.
Yes. If you like, it's all free. You're going
so I was having I was kind of dealing with kind of those same jokes over and over again. It became incredibly frustrating. So when anything ever needed to be done in the store, they're like, we need someone to take out the trash. I was like, I will do it. So they're like, oh, this guy he's really trying to work hard. So, and not just not talk to
just
people.
to get away from people.
Just to get away from the check lanes, because I didn't like that kind of the repetition there. And so I volunteered to be trained on the cart pusher in the parking lot. So then I went and did that, and then I did a guest service.
So you're like Charlie Sheen in Platoon, like you were a cashier, and then you're like, can I go push carts?
So another really bizarre thing
was Keith David out there? Why are you pushing carts?
Sniffing that cross, man, and pussy down by the river.
We got ourselves a goddamn hero.
We got here's a crusader.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
Like another thing with like the newspeak though is like you can't if you're heard by one of your higher ups, your team leads, calling a guest a customer, you'll get a talking to.
Guest.
Yeah, you have to go. It's like they're guests. You have to call them guests.
And when is carousel? So 17%, 17%,
so
as we all
cashier,
slowly die.
Sorry.
The irony is it's a Logan's Run joke about how when you're so old you have to die. All right, well, Scooter, I got a full plate tonight. You're lovely. I think we could have done a 2-hour Target show.
Oh yeah,
you're charismatic. You're full of energy. You make everyone pumped with Target steam. Let's have a hand for Scooter. Very, very fresh-faced, like a Boy Scout energy. I like Scooter.
And Target didn't crush his soul. Like it seems like that's
that's either nice or it's either uplifting or horrible.
I worked at a Trader Joe's briefly when I was 17, and it was the worst. The worst.
I'm going to go down the checklist, and we're going to start triaging because there's things that we'll just...
Did we answer your question about knocking things over in a supermarket?
No. Well, yeah, they're bottom heavy. It's like, it kind of makes more sense. Like,
Scooter, if you, me, and Dan ran with all of our might towards, let's call it the bread aisle, if we went right at the center of it, and at the highest center of gravity, and we just tried to knock it over, could 3 people knock it over?
I don't think so. I think you could dent one of the shelves, but the shelves are also removable. So I think those would take the...
Right. How many people would it take to knock over a full thing and start a domino effect down the thing?
I think it'd be hard to do it because, like I said, it's bottom heavy, but the bottom shelf is like, it's like 6 feet. So your arms aren't long enough to do it. I think they've thought about this.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that, America? The ownership class has thought about it. Have you? Your move. But don't name me in the... I don't get to... Okay.